Okay. Let's see what's working. First off, whoever's out there, I think it's Hube. Hube, that's you, isn't it? There's one person out there. If that's you, Hube, let me know. Is the audio working? How's the audio? Are we good? Are we good on the audio? As soon as I get confirmation of the audio, we'll get going. Yeah, it'll be a short stream tonight because I know there's not going to. I haven't done a stream in ages. Sorry, just I ran out of things to talk about. I guess. The real reason was it's just too late. I had to stop. I was just not getting enough sleep. I was up way too late, so I'm doing a little earlier. And hey, oh. It's MRDSN. Hey, is the audio working? Audio good. Good. Awesome. Cool. There's a slight delay, so I'll wait for... There we go. Let's wait for him to get my answer. Okay, good. So, yeah, I was... So, good to see you, buddy. Long time no see. Wow, it's been ages. Especially a live stream. Wow. I thought you were in America, but I don't... Obviously, probably not, because... the time I'm doing the stream. But yeah. let's get into it. Pretty exciting. I found the Ariya the other day, and I checked it out. And let's see, I have a picture of it. It's the same picture I've been putting out. It's the only picture I took. He just parked it in a bad spot. It was in the dark. You can see the sunlight's over here. He parked in the shade because they didn't really want people to notice. Okay. He didn't want, the dealer didn't want people to notice it too quickly because they can't test drive it right now. Oh, Denver. You're in Denver. Wow, dude, isn't it? What time is it? Let me check my clock. I could be wrong, but I think it's still wicked early. It's like 7, right? 7 or 8 at the most for you. Not 7. It's probably 7 in the morning for you. Wow. You're up early. You got work today? Saturday over there, right? You got to work on Saturday, buddy? Anyways, thanks for joining so early in the morning. Jeez. Probably haven't even had your morning cup of joe yet. And you're joining me. Thank you so much. It's been a long time. I keep checking. I keep checking the chat. It's kind of nice having just one person though. That's 7 a.m. Yeah, I was right. 7 a.m. Cool. So yeah, that's a bad pick I took because dealer did not want anybody to see the car. I think it's beautiful, and look at the size of those wheels. Let me blow it up. Oh, okay, you don't work today. Cool. So, you got the day off. Cool. All right, let me check this out. Let me blow this thing up. Big as possible. Gotta check out these wheels. Look at the size of those wheels. You think those are the optional wheels that are 21s? No, these are the 19s, and it's still gigantic. Those are huge wheels, man. 2 p.m. in Wales. Who's here? Dean. Hey, Dean. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Much appreciated. It's 2 p.m. in Wales. I'm in the middle of painting my garden fence, listening to you. Thanks, buddy. Thank you for listening to me while you're painting. How's the weather? I hope the weather's good for you while you're painting. I know you guys get a lot of rain, but probably it must be sunny today since you're painting. Man, we've been having terrible weather over here. It's been like today was, I had the bike. I wanted to go out and run some errands because I was cleaning house. And I had to get paper towels and things like that. I bought shop towels. Grab these without knocking over my honey. Honey. Yeah. So, oh, you guys can't see what I'm pointing out. Take this off. Boo. Got my shop towels. And I picked these up and some other stuff. And every time I went out on the bike to run these errands, it would start off sunny. When I jump on the bike, it start raining while I'm on the bike. Get back to the house, sunny again. Get back on the bike, start riding, rain. It was just off and on all day. It was crazy. It was crazy weather. Let's see here. Up, down, Mr. Miyagi. Not the wax on, not the wax off. Oh, up, down, oof. Yeah, I remember that. Those are my young years, 12 or 13 when that movie came out. Yeah. That movie made me laugh because I was already taking Taekwondo at that time. And, yeah, That was pretty funny, but I liked it. It did have a good moral to it. It did have a really good moral to it. Good movie, good reference. Waxel, Waxel. The crane kick. Let's see. Making sure I got them all. All right. So yeah, the weather's been insane today. We just had a national holiday week. We call it Golden Week over here. We had a whole bunch of different national holidays, like Emperor's Birthday, I think, is one of them. There's a Ocean Day, like go to the beach day. I guess it's called. They call it Umi no Hi, Beach Day. There's I think they have a day for their one of the days. I think what day was it? The third. The third is for their Constitution, which is very similar to America's Constitution. They celebrate that. So, anyways, with all that going on, we get a week off basically, and so luckily, for the most part, the weather's pretty good. So I got to take some nice bike trips, and I'm going to talk about that. I got some pics of that. I'll talk about that later. So I got my bike. I decked out my hog. It's all decked out, ready to go. That's my hog, my 110cc hog. So yeah, I'll talk about that later, just for lighter conversation. BRB? Okay, buddy. Bring your own beer. No, I see what he's saying. He's saying he'll be right back. Or what else could it mean? Booty, Robert, Bonnie. I don't know. I'm trying to be goofy and it's not working. It's just too late for that. So let's get back into it. So yeah, the Ariya, because we'll start with the Ariya. So I got to try it out in the parking lot, and it's just it's really different than what I've experienced with I've driven a lot of different Nissans, even the higher end ones like the Infinity class over here, as well. I've driven the Crowns and the Lexus class Toyotas as well, and this Ariya is up there with the Lexus class feel. It's just way different than what you're expecting. It's really nice, and the feel, the seats, the materials they used, the ride. It's almost like riding on a cloud. Like I went over some potholes and stuff in that parking lot because it's kind of in the back near the maintenance area. It's kind of potholey. It's not near as nice as the front, and I couldn't feel a thing. I knew I was going over the bump because the wheel would move a little bit, but you can't feel much. It was insane. I mean, I haven't driven on the road yet. I'm really looking forward to that. But in the parking lot, it was so smooth. And it has a pretty good turn radius. I had to turn around. I went down this parking lot, and there's parking on both sides, and then I'm in the middle of it, and I had to do a turn. I did have to do a 3-point turn, but honestly, maybe if I had more confidence, it's an $80,000 car. They just got it. I'm not going to take my chances. If I had more confidence, I could get closer to cars on the left when I did the right turn. I might have been able to clear the cars on the right. It's got a pretty decent turn radius. I would say better than the Leaf, which is saying something. Well, Leaf actually, that's not saying something. Leaf's kind of crappy turn radius, but yeah, it's pretty good. Let's see, checking. Okay. So yeah, the seats, power seats in the front, and even the passenger seat, they can raise and lower the seat. So my wife, she was sitting higher than me on the passenger side, and she was loving it. So I was like, oh, I can see now. This thing goes up. I was like, yeah. She was like really elevated. It was really hilarious. And but it has power lumbar. You can adjust the lumbar in the back of it, and that makes such a huge difference compared to the Leaf seats. The Leaf seats have zero lumbar support, and this car has power lumbar support. You can adjust how much lumbar support you want. And now I know a lot of cars have that. I know, but not the Leaf, not any of the cars I've ever owned over here. Not the Corolla. I had a Spaccio. I've had a Inbox, Topo, Soala. I had actually Soala. That's what's that? Not Infinity. What's the word? Lexus. That's a Lexus class car. It was a used one. I bought it used, but I had a Soala, and that had until this car, that had like the most comfortable seats I've ever had for a car. And it was that car that was $80,000 back in the 90s when that was a 98. I had a 98. I bought it in 2000 something. It was an older model, but the seats were still incredible in it. But no lumbar support. It didn't have like an adjustable lumbar. But I know a lot of cars in America have that, but not over here so much. So that's really nice. It's a nice feature. What do we got going here? I've gone from a 2012 204 kilowatt hour Leaf for 6 years to a Model 3 for 2 years. But at Shoka, you know what? Hang on real quick. Let me grab my glasses. Text is so small on these phones, man. And I always have a hard time reading this stuff, but especially at night. My eyes get a little blurry at night. But Skoda, okay, for 6 months, and I found myself back in a 30 kilowatt Leaf. You just can't beat it for a runaround car. Right. They charge so fast, and they do really well. They're efficient, very efficient. Found it hard to justify the cost of the other cars when the Leaf can do 99% of the things I need to do. There it looks amazing, but expensive again. Oh, it's over here. It's wicked expensive. They told me, and I was talking to the dealer. The dealer too. He has a Leaf himself. He went from he used to always buy X Trails. They're called X Trails over here. Over in America, they're a different name, but it's the SUV. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an SUV. He's back. Laundry. Oh yeah. Laundry waste for no man. That's right on. I was doing that all day today. I don't want to show you. It's a little embarrassing, but I had to do a lot of laundry. I've still got it drying on the side. I had to do a lot of laundry today because my dog went nuts on she's old. She's 91 in, human years, and she's not good about getting to the toilet. So she's had a few accidents today, and so I had to do a lot of laundry. Let's see. I need my glasses. So I shouldn't take these off, but I can't see anything with them on. They're just reading glasses. Let's see. Yes, X Trail, Wales, UK too. Okay, so yeah, my dealer has X Trail. Thanks for reminding me, buddy. So Nissan has X Trail over here. My dealer had an X Trail. He always bought X Trail. He's a younger guy than me, and he likes to ski and surf and things like that. But recently, because the gas prices as high as they are over here, he switched over to a second-gen Leaf, and he loves that car. And then when he found out they were making the Ariya, he got really excited because he thought it was going to come out right about the time this lease was going to expire, and so he was going to get the Ariya because they were saying $50,000. This one, bring it back on. If I can find it, there it is. This car here, can you even see it? Where is it? There it is. Is it too big for the screen? This car here is there we go. Is 80,000, and it's basically stock. There's not much for options on it. What happened is you just, if you want to get simple things like over-the-air updates and stuff, you have to buy a whole package. They don't let you just pick and choose what options you want. If you want this option, you have to get all these other options. Oh, you can't see mine. I'm doing again. You have to get all these other options included with that one little option you want. And so, it's just the way it is. It comes out to 80 grand over here for that car. And so he was talking about it. I was like, yeah, I can't get that. I can't afford it. I want it really bad, but I can't afford it. It's like, yeah. I said, why couldn't that have come out 2 years ago or 3 years ago when my school was doing really well? Like 4 or 5, about 4 years. 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I could have afforded it, no problem. I would have gotten rid of the van, though. I would have had to get rid of the van, but I could have afforded it back then. And I said, now I can't. I'm selling everything I own. I'm selling silver online, trying to keep my business going. It's hurting right now because the government kind of did a number on my school when they took over all the kindergartens that were Japanese kindergartens, and they made them public, which means they're obviously they're free. They were all, before that, they were technically private. They were being I shouldn't do night streams. I just said that I knew the word earlier today. Now it's blanking. I'm blanking out, but it's on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, the government did help a little bit, with each student. They give them a little bit of money. There's a word for it, the term. I'm blanking it right now. But just before the little thing that's been going out, the cough, just before the cough came out, they rushed out and they took over all the kindergartens, made them public, all the Japanese kindergartens. Schools like mine are still private, so people have to pay to get into my school. They don't have to pay anymore to get. They used to be expensive schools. The other kindergartens were actually more expensive than my school, so it was really easy to get students because my school is a specialized private school. But I was actually cheaper than the so-called public schools, which were actually private back then. But now they're truly public schools, so now they're free. So yeah, I'm having a hard time, obviously. Let's see here. Did you hear the electric Ford F-150 is starting to deliver? Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I'll talk about the Tesla Cybertruck soon. We're going to talk about that because Elon brought it out in that when he did the Gigafactory opening thing ceremony. I'll talk about that a little later. I have tons of stuff I can talk about to catch up on. I mean, you guys already heard all the stuff, but you didn't get my take. But I got some news about that anyways. Let's see. The Ariya is beautiful. Yeah, I would say the Ariya is way better looking than the Model X. I'm sorry, guys. If any Tesla fans out there, I have never liked the Model X's looks. I thought I liked some of the features about it. 7-passenger, it being pretty roomy. Those at first I thought the Falcon Wing doors were pretty cool for getting in and out in the back. Would be a little easier and stuff. But dude, I hate the Falcon Wing doors now because all it is, I've seen it, nothing but trouble. Those things are just a nightmare to own. And plus, it's just an ugly car. I've seen one finally in person over here. I go to a place over near Odaiba in Tokyo, and there's superchargers there, and I see the same X all the time there, and I don't like it. The 3s, I think, are now the best looking Teslas out there. The model they make even the brand new Model S that came out with the ludicrous, whatever it's called, mode, plaid mode. Even those don't look near as good as the 3s to me. The 3s look really good. I like the basic white 3. I think the white looks the best too, but that's just me. But yeah, the Ariya is gorgeous inside and out. I think the inside is really nice. I'll give it to Tesla on the I think on the OS, the operating system in the Tesla. I think it's a little more user friendly than the systems that the Japanese OEMs tend to use. It's very similar to the Ariya feels very similar to the Model E or the Honda E, and it's just kind of that feel, and it's just not as intuitive. It's not bad, but it's just not as smooth to me. Yeah. So yeah. The Ariya is gorgeous though. I think I will be keeping the 30 for another 3 years or so. I'll be opting for something Chinese. I think probably BYD. I've heard about BYD over here. We're never going to see it over here, but it's making a lot of news right now. They're about to overtake Tesla stock even maybe. Have you driven any of the Chinese cars? No, they're not available over here. Chinese cars will not be available over here, just like Korean cars aren't available over here really. Too much bad blood between the countries. Obvious reasons, but they're a little stubborn on forgiveness. It's kind of funny how the French and the Russians and the Germans all pretty much are okay with each other. British and Germans get along great. American Germans and America and Russia, we get along great for the most part. Governments may be different, but the people get along great. No, actually, what am I talking about? No, the governments are pretty good. What's going on right now with the word that we shall not mention on the YouTube, the thing going on between Russia and somebody else, that's just, to me, that's just background noise. To me, it's just all part of the game. There is I don't want to go into it too much because this is for truth. The stuff I'm about to talk about is truth for stuff, really. But there is a plan, and they've been open about this plan. It used to be called Agenda 21. Now they're calling it Agenda 30, and they're open about it. And they're talking about what needs to be done by 2030 to get this stuff implemented. And so they're just trying to move things along with stuff these things have been going on. It's kind of there's psyops in a way, but also they are necessary to move the economy in a certain direction and stuff like that. So, but for the most part, I think the British government, German government get along great, right? French Germans get along great. America, Germany get along great. But China, Korea, Japan still can't forgive each other. So it might be a while till we see any Chinese or Korean cars over here. Selling silver as a business, that stuff is really valuable. You would think, right? I have made so many financial mistakes in this country trying to secure a future for my wife and I to retire, right? This country is almost impossible. Everything that works in Europe and America for future building, the opposite over here. It really is. It's literally stock. Don't even try to do stock over here. Gold, silver, not an idea. I have a bad idea. And I put a lot of money into the gold and silver before I realized, yikes, I made a big mistake. I mean, it is just, first off, nobody will buy it. There's nobody out there, like a company or a gold and silver supplier or trader. Nothing in Japan like that. There's one company that sells gold and silver, and I went to them to see if they buy my silver. And they said, we'll buy your silver, but because it's not our silver, we'll give you like 10 cents or around $1, whatever. It was like a real low rate. It's like, yeah, goodbye, see ya. You can find some places to buy your gold, and they give you a fairly good rate. But once again, the best way to get the rate is if you buy this one company, you buy their gold, and they're not cheap. They jack their prices up way higher than the market value, and then so good luck on getting a return on that. Really, I bought Swiss. I bought PAMP, whatever it's called, the Swiss gold and all the Swiss silver, and really good name stuff. And it's useless to the stores over here, so I have to sell it myself, and there's nobody willing to buy it. There's just not a market because everybody realizes that what am I going to do with it? I'm going to sit on it for what, So big mistake for me on that. So I'm trying to just get rid of it. I'm trying to liquidate it. I'm trying to get my cash back. It's not happening. I mean, I've held on to it for a long time because it finally went up to a point where if I sell it, I'll break even. That's how much I got gouged by this guy. It was a foreigner. A foreigner owns this gold and silver business over here. You would have thought he would have warned me about this stuff. Nah. So I got nailed hard by a foreigner over here selling gold and silver. And so, yeah. Yeah. Subsidized. Thank you, MSD. That's what I was trying to look for. Yes, the government subsidized the kindergartens at the beginning. They were just subsidizing. So they were private, but they were getting money from both sides, from the parents and the government. And then the government's like, no, we're just gonna take the whole thing. Just before the super cough came out. And the obvious reasons why they did that. That was just obvious. There are so many of these coincidences that happened just before the super cough came. It's ridiculous. I got another one. You know how Tokyo was supposed to host the 2020 Olympics in 2020. Got postponed because of super cough until 21. And well, first off, they weren't even close to being finished in their stadiums for 2020. They wouldn't have made it. They would have never made it before the super cough came out. Back in 2019, before we had anything over here, they weren't even close. Some places haven't even broken ground yet, and they weren't even close to being done with the stadiums or anything for facilities. The surfing area over here in Chiba, they hadn't even started working on that. They didn't start working on that until middle of 2020, they started working on that. It was ridiculous. Nothing had been done. They weren't ready. And it was really, really convenient that they had to postpone because of super cough and give them another year to get the stuff done. Another thing is I remember back in 2018, I was watching it. I think it was 2008. It was about 2 years before it was supposed to happen. I was downstairs, and I don't even watch TV, but my mother-in-law was watching TV. I was downstairs, and NHK, which is their BBC, had a news program on, and they were talking about how this new technology was coming out for facial recognition, where even if someone's wearing a mask, they can read your face, just even if the mask is wearing a mask. And they were trying to say, so don't worry about the foreigners coming in from the airports. We'll scan their face. Even if they're wearing a mask, we'll know their face. This is 2018. Who would have thought that there'd be thousands of foreigners coming in with masks? Nobody would have thought that in 2018. That was a very strange thing. That's not something Westerners do. We don't like masks. Asians like masks, but Westerners don't like masks. Not a big fan of them, for the most part. I'm sure there's a percentage that does, but most don't. And so it was just odd for them to be bringing this up. And they were showing the technology. And the thing is, though, I think this is why they had the super cough. One of the other reasons why they had a super cough. Remember all these, actually you had it over in America and over in Europe too, all these places that supposedly were taking your temperature. Why were they using a video camera, to take your temperature? That was just ridiculous. That's unnecessary technology. Way too much money just to take your temperature. Unless they're scanning your face with the mask on and with your mask off maybe, and just getting your face, putting into a database so they can reference it. I think that's what it was all about. I think it was, the super cough was just, part of it was just getting everybody's faces, where they can recognize with the mask on too, Same with the phones. Apple made this technology where the phone can read your face even with the mask on, right? So you don't have to take your mask off to unlock your phone and stuff. I think it was all on purpose. But that's just, once again, truth or crap. Sorry. Let's see here. Tesla look like blobs. Yeah, for the most part. And I love Rich Rebuilds. He likes Tesla, but at the same time, he's noticing that Teslas are pretty boring looking. He and Stevon went somewhere, and Stevon has a Model 3. They parked it in charge, and they walked away. When they came back, they were making a joke like, "Where's my car? Where's my car?" Because they all look the same. You can't really do much for customizing. I've seen some Japanese go pretty clever. They'll go as far as they'll change the wheels and put stripes on their hoods with the what do you call those what is it? Not the plastic dip, but the other stuff. The 3M tape, those big body, whatever. They get creative with them over here, but it's still not much you can do with your Tesla to make it stand out like other cars and stuff. So yeah, they do look like blobs. Don't be discouraged. I'm pretty sure precious metals will do really well over the next few years. Hang in there. Thanks, Rizwan. I hope so. I'm just nobody wants to buy it right now, And I even waited till they're it's right now double what I paid. So I'm not even trying to get double. I'm underselling all the professionals. I'm underselling. I'm putting up my silver way lower because I just want to break even. I just want my money back, and nobody's biting. I got the sellers. The other sellers are biting. What they're doing is they're locking my auction up. I sell my bars. I have some silver bars I'm selling right now, and I sell. I have 6 available now. I started off with 10. I had 10. And what they were doing is they're buying just one bar. I thought that was really odd, buying one bar of 1 ounce of silver at a bar at a time. And it was for $30, Over here in Japan, silver's a little higher than America. I think America's $27, $28 right now, but $30 roughly over here. Selling for 30. Everyone else is selling for $45 to $50 because that's what they do. They mark it up pretty high, all the professional gold and silver dealers. Well, I say all, but there's not very many, but there's a few, and the few that there are, they're selling on the auction sites as well, and they're selling for their silver for between $40 to $50 for 1 ounce of silver, right? And I was selling mine for about $28, and what they would do is they buy one. $28, it's $30 over here. 3,020 US dollars. Anyways, 3,000 and they buy one bar. And what it does, it shuts and then they wouldn't, the way the rules are over here, I ship the bar to them, and then when they get it, they push a button, and I get the money, and then I can continue my transactions. They would get the bar, and they wouldn't push the button, so I have to wait 15 business days before it just automatically goes through, transaction goes through. I get my money, but in the meantime, I can't sell the rest of those bars. They're locked in limbo mode until that bar goes through. And so they were being clever. They were doing all kinds of tricks to keep me from selling because I was undercutting them so much. Jerks. Clever little jerks. So that was what I was doing there. I got way off topic. What was I talking about? Somebody remind me what I was talking about. I'm way off topic. I don't want to be beating up Tesla too much, but yeah, I'm not, dude. Let's get into it. Let's go over to Tesla real quick. I'll get back to Ariya. So let's see here. So Tesla, there we go. Tesla had their Gigafactory open, and they put on a show. Let's see here. Olympia, hey James, did you see the last fully charged video in the hubless electric bike? I thought that you could like it. You would like it. I probably would. No, I didn't see that. And I do like fully charged. The guy I still like the guy that used to play Crichton on Red Dwarf, and so that guy's a lot of fun to watch. But I haven't seen that show in ages. But I should watch. I've just been busy. I mean, I'm so far behind on emails to my family. Even I'm so far behind. I'm trying to keep my head above water right now. So thanks though. Thanks for joining, Elaine Pierre. Nice to see you, buddy. Bonjour. And I've been thinking about you because it's Golden Week, and I went on a bike ride. Let me turn this one off. I'm being hijacked. Let's see if I can find it. Is it this one? No. This one? No. This one? Yeah. I bet Elaine Pierre, you recognize that. You recognize that, Elaine Pierre? Hey, buddy? Yeah, that's the place, man. That place was fun. It's kind of famous, and I like it. It's a shrine built into the side, or a shrine or a temple, built in the side of a cliff, kind of, overlooking the Tokyo Bay. It's just gorgeous view from up there. And I took Elaine Pierre there when he visited, and I went again. I went on a motorcycle ride during Golden Week, and I was going to show these pictures later. I will still. Just wanted to show you that. But you got a kick out of that. Let's go back. So Elon. What we got going? Definitely, yeah. So Elon enters the building. Boom. So here comes Elon. This was a surreal event, guys. Come on, this was just weird. It was a weird event. I'm going to show the drone-ish because the only thing I liked about this show, the Gig Factory, opening show, was the drone video. The drone-ish was pretty cool. The drone show. I've never seen anything like that. China does something similar, but China, the last time I saw one, all the drones fell out of the sky and everybody stole them all. That was pretty funny. Good memories. Yeah, they were. They are good memories. So I'm losing people. I'm pissing off Tesla fanboys as I speak. I'm losing people. The live chat's getting smaller as I talk about this. And I'm not digging on it too much. But this show was just weird. Elon is she shows up in the first roadster, in the first gen roadster, pops out with this cowboy hat, wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt. And this scene here, I'm going to pause it right there. This scene here was so orchestrated, so fake. It just drove me crazy. It's cringe. This girl fake crying. Oh, it's Elon. Oh, he's a rock star. Oh, I'm wiping fake tears from my face. And I just couldn't take that. It was just ridiculous. And then listening to him talk. He just... What was that, Elon? What was that? That was sexy. What are you doing there? Oh, don't look at my eyes. So anyway, he gets out, just looks awkward as can be, does not look comfortable there, trying to look cool, and he's just not looking comfortable at all on stage. And I get it. It's hard. And, and that comes later. That part comes later. So, yeah, it was really a weird event. But this part I want to talk about this was interesting. So this is something he's talking about here. Listen to this part. Oh, hit play here. I'll make it real quick. Make sure real quick. Can you guys hear the audio? When I play this stuff, can you hear the audio? Like he's a Beatle or something. Exactly. That was so funny. They only had one girl doing it. They only could find one girl doing it. Oh my gosh, my chat's down to 3. I really did piss off the Tesla people. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Guys, get some thicker skin. So what if I don't like Elon or Tesla that much? So what? I did pre-order the Cybertruck, even though I'm going to cancel probably. I just can't afford it. I'll show you that later. What happened? Something happened recently over here with Tesla. No audio. Thanks for letting me know that. Let me check here. I was afraid of that. So you can't hear the audio when Elon's talking on this. Let me see here. Try again. No audio. All right. No, that's not it. Give me a second here. I'm working on it. Let me see if I can figure it. Here it is. I'm gonna
because that red bar
try
chart
that.
is Tesla. So we
you
can
hear it
definitely,
now?
and then the blue is.
Do you hear it now? Can you hear the stutter now? Is the stuttering coming through? Tesla. He's so nervous on stage, man. Because you hear, you know, he's not a stutterer. Because I've heard him in interviews and stuff. He doesn't stutter. You know, so he just doesn't like to be in front of people that much. Go figure. Coming from a guy that's supposed to be like the best CEO ever. There it is. Okay. All right. There we go. I'm glad I checked. All right. All right. Let's do this. Let's try this again. Let's listen to this, what he has to say here.
It's growing, actually at the fastest pace of any large manufactured object in history. So we've now exceeded the million. In trailing 12 months, we've delivered over 1 million cars worldwide. So.
And those are impressive numbers. I mean, I'm not poo-pooing that at all. That's really good for an EV company. That's doing really. That's amazing. I mean, I don't see it over here. I hardly. It's like it's a white whale when you see a Tesla over here. But I'm sure in America and Norway and lots of Europe, you do see Teslas everywhere. But yeah, that's crazy. Those are crazy numbers.
Now that said, there's still a long way to go because that red bar chart is Tesla. So we can definitely, and then the blue is global vehicles. So we can.
And there it is. Even with Tesla's outpacing everybody on electric car sales, basically, and growing as fast as they claim they are growing, it's still like 1% of the market. Maybe up to 3%. Who knows? But it's very low compared to the rest of the market out there. And he even admits there's a long way to go. And I found that interesting. And just right after that, we get to, see if I can find it. Boom. After that, we have Rivian CEO warns that battery shortage is going to make chip supply issue look like a small appetizer. So now Rivian is they're pretty much their production is stalled. They're not even able to put out anything right now, basically. And at first it was because of supposedly a chip supply problem, but now they're saying the batteries are causing trouble. And if you notice anything if you've been paying attention, I have. Lithium-ion batteries are skyrocketing in price again. We were down to getting close to $150 a kilowatt hour, and now we're just zooming back up again. And I don't know what that's going to do for a lot of, like the Cybertruck, a lot of cars that have already been locked in a certain price. I don't know how that's why Elon, in this thing he was talking about, they're going to get into making their own, getting their own lithium. They're going to start mining their own lithium, he says, because of such a supply issue with lithium-ion. And so I don't know. I mean, even if he does that, that's extra cost right there alone. So, I mean, I can't imagine him being able to sell his vehicles the price they are as the prices go up. Nissan has not changed the prices of their Leaf or the Ariya as of yet, but that maybe will change. I mean, Rivian already jacked their prices up, and it was hilarious. That was a really bad PR stunt they did. Not on purpose, obviously, but they jacked the prices up even on people that had pre-ordered, that were grandfathered in, supposedly. They originally jacked up the prices on everybody quite a bit of a jump. I think it went up $10,000 or $15,000. The trucks went up that much in price. It was quite a big jump in increase because of the battery issues. But then people started canceling left and right. So in order to save those orders, he came back and grandfathered the pre-order people that pre-ordered up till that day were okay. Anybody else comes in orders from then on, they have to pay a higher percentage. And now they shut down production pretty much. So it all means something. And what it means to me is maybe they're, I don't know. Because already I'm seeing other articles. When I was getting ready for this stream, I was looking over the internet for these stories I saw in the past. I was thinking of these old stories. You guys have already seen all this stuff. And I saw other stories, people already writing stories about, can our grid handle more EVs and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, like in Japan, it's pretty much, even though we're paying $6 a gallon roughly, maybe a little less by now, prices have gone down a little bit recently, but close to $6 a gallon for gas. It's about the same price as California's gas. People are not willing to go to the EVs. The EVs are not impressing anybody over here, mainly because of the price. They're so much more expensive for EV counterpart to the gasoline version, right? You're paying so much more for that EV, and of course, everybody knows as you drive over the years, your battery does degrade, so your range goes down. And I think there's several things that need to be done in the EV world, and another thing is happening too. I don't know about other countries, but in Japan, our electric rates keeps going up every year, really high. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And so, of course, all the quick charging networks. I still have that card. I'll turn this thing off. I still have, this card here. So for I think another 2 years left on it. So I can still, for $20 a month, I get all the charging I want for free, basically for free. So, all you can use service for $20 a month. But when that ends, I'll be paying just for the card $100 a month. And then they'll give me a few charges for free with that $100, but then I have to pay a pretty substantial amount per minute. Because of the laws over here, they don't charge per kilowatt hour; they charge per minute or kilowatt. Per kilowatt, they charge per minute. Janet, you're killing me. You're killing me, dog. So what that means is, you're better off with a larger capacity battery. A small capacity battery that takes 30 minutes to charge up, and you get at 80%, you get what would it be, 200 kilometers of range? No, not even that. 170 kilometers of range. Brand new battery, that would be. In a medium-sized battery pack, 60 kilowatt hour battery pack, in 30 minutes, you get, what, 250? No, more than that. 280 kilometers of range. 300, maybe possibly if you drive really carefully, 300 kilometers of range, and it's the same price because it's going by the minute, right? And these chargers are now starting to get finally 90 kilowatt chargers for the bigger battery packs over here. So you're almost better off with a bigger battery over here, but those cars cost a fortune. It's just Japan's not very pro EV at the moment, and so Janet, stop, go to your house. Poor dog's 91 years old. She's having some issues. So, what was I on? I'm sorry. My dog is just acting up right now. So yeah, if I feel like the EV market is imploding right now. It's just falling apart. How many years have we been hearing this is going to be the year? 2020 is going to be the year of the EV. 2021 is going to be the year of the EV. All these new cars are going to be coming out. It's going to be game changers. This is going to be game changers. And they have come out with some pretty cool new cars, but the prices haven't gotten more reasonable. The 3 is a lot higher than it was originally supposed to be. For a while there, it went down over here. Let me show you something. Hopefully you guys will freak out as much as it freaked me out, but I'll see how you react. So this is a Model 3, the way they advertised it when it first came out over here. This is the second gen Model 3, the 2021 model, right? This is 2021 Model 3. Stop, go away. There's the price. It says 4,300,000 and I'm reading this 340,000 yen, which is $43,340 roughly. $43,340. $43,400. Sorry, $43,400 is this Tesla here. That was just a year ago, and I was really serious to think about it. And they show 448 kilometers on one charge. You can go up to 225 kilometers an hour, 0-60 in 5.6. This is the basic. This is the basic. This is the basics you can get, right? It's not the. This is here down below. You have a long range for 5,080,000 yen, which is $50,800, and then you have the performance below that for 71. I can't. I need to blow this up. Can't even read that thing. It's so small. Let me blow this up. 71 million. 7 million. Sorry, 7 million. Yeah, 7 million. Here we go. 173,000 yen. So that's 71,000, right? 71,000. And $730, right? $71,730 for the performance, right? That's from just a year ago. Now I just checked I was up checking my homepage to test my account because here it is. I was checking my account because I am going to cancel the Cybertruck because when I was checking my Cybertruck to see what was going on, if anything changed over here, because everybody's talking about there isn't going to be a rear-wheel drive model probably. So I was checking to make sure it still showed up, and it does show up. And when I was checking that, this is what I found. This is the latest. This is the latest price they're showing. I don't know if you guys can see it so well, but they've jacked up the price of just a standard Model 3 now is 5,700,000 and what is that? 790? Oh, wrong one. Hang on. I hate this software. Yeah, 5,790,000, which is once again $57,900. That's insane. That's insane, guys. Almost $60,000 for the base Model 3. We're going backwards. The EV market seems to be going backwards, especially over here in Japan, and it's frustrating as heck. And that's out of my range. And so if that's out of my range, the Cybertruck's going to be out of my range, and that's why I am canceling my Cybertruck. I just don't know how to do it. They took the button away, so I'm probably going to have my wife call because it's all in Japanese over here. I'll have her call, and we'll have to try to get the pre-order, get the money back that way. I mean, also, Elon, at that event, he rolled out the latest version of the Cybertruck, and it's still pretty big. And I was thinking about it. I saw a guy at an F-150, a little older model, but he had an F-150. Trucks are very popular over here right now. They're starting to get popular over in Japan. It used to be the minivan. Now it's SUVs and trucks are starting to get popular. Anyways, I saw a guy in an old F-150. When I say old, I mean like 9 years, not that old, but and he couldn't go down some of the streets. He just absolutely the truck won't fit. He can't make it down. So you kind of are stuck to the main roads when you have these big trucks. Well, that's not going to be very good sometimes for you. If you're going from your house to the city, you might be able to make it if you don't live on a narrow street. But some of these older neighborhoods, you can't even park it in your neighborhood. I mean, they only can buy the K cars because of where they live. I mean, there's a lot of streets that truck isn't going to fit. And I was thinking to myself, why am I going to spend all that money for a truck that can't even go down about 30% of the roads over here? I mean, I'm just not going to do it. So I have to cancel that order anyways. And the price is just ridiculous. If he's saying $39,000 for the basic one, I'm looking at probably $60,000-$70,000 over here for what you guys are only going to be paying $39,000 for. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. It's ridiculous. Let me see what you guys have been writing. Sorry. In the UK, electric cars are starting to appear everywhere. The public want them, but there is no stock over 10,000. Yeah, that's ridiculous, right? Over $10,000 difference, and surprise, surprise, it came out. They raised their prices just when Japan went back up to the original tax incentive they used to offer. For a while there, they took it away. It was really you only got a little bit of money back from the government for buying an electric car. They brought it back up to $8,500 if you buy it, depending on how much money you spend. I think cars over 50 grand or 8,500. Maybe it was over 60 grand. The Leaf will not get you $8,500. You'll get 60 something $100 if you buy the Leaf. So it goes in increments depending on what you buy. But of course, all the Teslas, they're about 8,500. So as soon as it went up to 8,500, what does Tesla do? They jack their rates up. They jack the prices up. Smooth, really, really classy move there. Luckily, Nissan has not done that yet. So if you want the Ariya, you can get it for $8,500 cash back, literally cash. The government sends you a money order back to your bank account, $8,500. So you do get cash back into your bank account if you buy the Ariya. But it still is $80,000, $8,500. It's just a little dent in that thing. But yeah, that's what's going on. Electric cars, with what's supposedly with these things going on with the supply issues and the battery problem and everything that's going on. And the electric rates skyrocketing in Japan, and the incentives in some countries, the incentives are starting to go away. It's just weird. It's like the EV thing is just imploding on itself. It's self-detonating in a way. And if things don't improve, like prices and availability don't improve, it could really be devastating for the EV program. It's frustrating as heck. It's frustrating because I like the cars. I enjoy the cars. I think they're really, they're fun. They're economical, and it's really cool that you can charge from your house just overnight while you're asleep. The car charges up, and you got plenty of juice for 2 or 3 days on most of these new cars. To get to work and back. Like my Leaf, my 24 kilowatt hour Leaf that is down to 10 segs. I just lost another seg about a month ago. I still charge like only twice a week. We use it every day. But because of all of our shopping and stuff, everything, it's all relative. In my country, everything's within 20 kilometers, You don't have to go far. So even on that little teeny battery pack, it does us fine, But if you buy a medium, anything new, you can't get 24 kilowatt hours anymore, right? I think the smallest battery pack over here is 40 kilowatt hours now. So you buy a 40 kilowatt hour Leaf over here, that's going to last you easily probably a week and a half before you have to charge again. So one charge overnight while you're asleep, and then you got plenty of range to do your errands and go to work and back for at least 4 to 5 days in Japan, because you don't usually have to go far, over here. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just frustrating as heck seeing what's going on with this stupid and all this BS stuff going on. UK government has taken away the incentive for cars over 32,000, which is most EVs. Right on. See, that's what I'm talking about. They're starting to lose it in other areas as well. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what's gonna happen. Especially now, Rivian might just dry up. They might be dead. Their stock is so tanked right now. It's so tanked. Oh, I got something to do real quick, guys. Let me put on a video for you. I'll put on a video, and I will be right back. Okay. Let's see here. Something fun. How about the drone thing? There's no sound to it, but I think you'll enjoy it anyways. So let me turn on the drone thing for you. It's a pretty cool show, and enjoy. All right. The drone thing is pretty cool. Here, right here, I want to show. Right here, I want to pause it if I can. Right here is something as a truther again. This is a truther thing. This I found really interesting. I remember when they did what's that thing called? Stargate? No, what are they calling it? The satellite service they're going to offer for internet service using satellites. Anyways, one time I was out walking, and all of a sudden they supposedly launched these satellites, and I looked up and I saw all these lights up in the sky, and then they faded away, kind of, and it looked very similar to this. So I feel like they almost outed themselves here. It's like it would have been easy to trick me by using drones like this up in the sky, up higher. Just put the drones up a little higher, and then do the lights a certain way, and I would think that was Starlink, being launched. Let's see. What do you? That's the first thing that caught my eye when I was watching this thing. I did enjoy the show though. The drone show was pretty cool. Here, let's see. Oh, I gotta put my glasses on. You guys are chatting away. There was only 3,000 now for cars under 32,000. Dang, that's terrible. Dean Hammer, you painting both sides of that fence? The engineering behind the synchronization of this fleet of drones is fascinating, isn't it? Though, yeah. Thank you, Puffman. Yeah. So I think I think he understands what I'm saying there. It just they just kind of out themselves. I mean, the things they can do with drones now is amazing. Because I don't know how many they have, but it's got to be more than even 300. There's some of these elaborate designs are doing. You can tell by the size of them. These are huge designs, and each they must have I don't know, over 300 for sure drones making these things, these shapes and stuff, and so yeah, so I just felt like that was interesting. I found that, but I did enjoy the show. I mean, I do like drones. I love playing my drones. I don't have mine right now, but I love drones, and to see this kind of stuff, I mean, it's almost more fun than fireworks to me. It's pretty cool, especially when you put the music like they did. I took the music out because I didn't want to get copyright problems and stuff like that. It's already bad enough I'm using the video, but I thought you guys want to see that because that's just insane. Can you imagine driving down a highway and seeing this stuff? I'm shocked they didn't have any car accidents or anything going on because these things are just huge. Look at the size. Look at the size of these images in the sky with droneage. And then when they morphed into other things, it was so cool. Yeah. And then, keep in mind, these aren't all on. Like they don't use all the drones ever. They're not ever using all the drones. Some are still turned off, and they, it's just amazing. Okay, so now they're making the grid. Yeah, they're gonna make the grid. This reminded me a lot of what was that Marvel movie where they put these ships and they linked them together to keep the bad guy from getting close to the planet. Guardians of the Galaxy. Reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. Here's it'll actually be holograms. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Some truthers out there think they're using holograms already for certain things, and I don't think the technology is there yet. Oh my gosh, I'm down to one. Yikes! I went off the reservation. You go off the reservation, this is what happens. Oh my gosh. Well, at least the Puffman, you're enjoying it. Yikes. Okay. Well, I guess nobody wants to watch the drone show. I'll turn that off. I'll turn it off. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the drone show. That was pretty cool, I thought. That was about the only thing I liked about the Cyber or the Gigafactory event. Yeah, let's go back to Ariya. Talk about the Ariya. Maybe some of my people will come back. You're good. Thanks, buddy. Wow, I lost everybody on that though. I'm showing only one person. You're seeing two? Oh, okay. Somebody else is out there? Cool. Anyways. There's two of us here plus you. Cool. All right. Let's go back to Ariya. Okay. Yikes. That's bad news when you do stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Death of my channel. Let's see here. Oh, thanks, buddy. At least you appreciate it. I try not to do too much truther talk because I know it freaks out the rest of the guys out there, but that's who I am anymore. Anymore is who I am. You know, I can't turn off what I've become. I've, and it's the reason why you came too. Thank you. Yeah. Mm. Um, that's interesting. You said. Let's see. There's two versions. They have two battery packs of 60 something kilowatt and a 90 kilowatt, I believe. I don't know they haven't been specific yet on the 90, but on the 60 they were saying in kilometers for 400 and some kilometers, but I think that's being too generous because when I got into the test drive car, they had the batteries at 90%. It was only showing just under 300 kilometers of range at 90%. So I think 400 some four. I don't have the catalog in front of me. I think it's over. I think it's over there. I'm not sure. Or I might have thrown the catalog away. Because when the price came out, I was like, oh, I can't afford that. But yeah, you get over 200 miles before you have to charge, which is not bad. The bad thing is they only over here in Japan they can only go to 90 kilowatts for a charger. 90, right? 90 kilowatts is the most powerful charger they're going to have for it, and so you're looking at still like to get to 80 is on the 90 kilowatt hour battery pack. That's going to take like an hour or more. On the 60, it's still going to be like 50 minutes to charge. That's a long time. It's a long time. That's like 250 miles US. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I do like the Ariya. I think it's a really attractive car. I'm thinking like used. But I was trying to tell people earlier, I got sidetracked. I was talking about Agenda 21, which is now Agenda 30. If you want to buy a new car, I'm talking new right now, you have a very short window of time left. If, things are in motion on purpose and they're being open about it. And this is not a conspiracy thing. The market is in turmoil and it's on purpose and they're being open about this stuff. Things are going to change pretty quickly. It has to. They want it to. And they have a goal of they want something to happen by 2030. I won't get into that. I won't get into the 2030 agenda thing, but I will get into what they're doing to get to that goal. And one of the things they have to do is crash the market. The market has to go. And that's why a lot of stuff's been going on. And I'm just warning you, if you buy one of these $80,000 cars, you better have the money to buy it pretty much up front. You don't want to put yourself in that kind of debt this close to something big happening again, probably. And so, yeah, definitely looks nice. It does. It is a nice car. It's really nice for an electric SUV. I wish it was more affordable. It's up there. It's up there in the Model Y territory. It's also in the let's see here, Jaguar, the I-Pace. It's the same price range as the I-Pace, and so it being a Nissan, I would think it needs to be a little less. They should have maybe not put in so much of that high tech stuff that they put in and kept the cost down a little bit. I don't know. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Right on. You know that quote. Yeah. That was from The Guardian, wasn't it? That was from one of those stupid rags out there talking about the future. You own nothing and you will be happy. That's something Elon would say. That's what Elon wants too. In the long run, Elon is after the same goal. And yeah. So if you are interested in buying an EV, do it now and make sure you have most of the money up front. I'm just telling people what is being told to us from people out. It's like I said, I'm not being conspiratorial right now. All the stuff I'm talking about right now is open knowledge. They're letting everybody know that the market will tank soon. And when that does, the economy is the dollar is already just really weak. The Japanese yen is doing great right now. And things are gonna happen. Things are gonna snowball pretty quickly here, and people are gonna. It's gonna be devastating. It's gonna be devastating, and I don't want you guys putting yourselves in a situation that's gonna just really be, ouch for you, you know. So I'm looking out for you guys. I'm just trying to look out for you guys. If you've got the money, go for it. But if you don't, if you don't have even like enough to put 10% down on it, I would say stay away from it and buy used if you can in the future. Yeah, so that was what I was trying to go with that. The Ariya, I will be test driving on Sunday the 15th. They're gone are the days where I could borrow the car for a couple of days. First of all, it's an $80,000 car. They're not going to let me borrow an $80,000 car for a couple of days. But also, I kind of, when a long time ago, actually, when the second gen Leaf was first coming out, before it came out, was released, I got some privileged information. I wasn't aware it was so privileged. The guy never told me that, but it was privileged, and I put it out on one of my YouTube videos, and Nissan got torqued. I had to pull the video ASAP and grovel to them, and they're pretty much blacklisted. They won't let me do that. So I can just do a basic test drive of the car. It's the best I can do. I can't even take it for a drive really far. First of all, it's just too new probably, but yeah. First Russia, then Germany, then China, then France, then Japan, and finally the USA. Yeah. Puffman, you know what you're talking about. Right on. So yeah, I will be doing the test drive on Sunday, and it'll be a simple test drive. I'll do the best I can to get as much information, feedback and stuff from the car, and see what I think. And also, it's been so long since I've done a review, and because I don't know, I might be one of the few people out there that's going to be doing reviews before a lot of other people get a chance. A lot of the big professionals, they have all the camera equipment, they have the crew, the scripts, and all this stuff. I'm just by myself, my own little crappy cameras. They're old now, and I'll do the best I can with my old crappy, GoPros and my cell phone, and I'll do the best I can. But it's been years since I've done a review video, and so it is what it is, guys. I'll do my best. So yeah, that was what I want to talk about with the Ariya. Just for fun, since nobody else is here. I got 3 again. Well, down to 2 again. For fun, since nobody else is here, I can show you a funny video. I love this video. These are 2 NASA astronauts. These are real astronauts talking to kids from a school. Some kids asked them some questions, and they're answering the questions. And these are real. These guys are like the creme of the creme, supposedly. Super intelligent, super educated, super everything, and they're the best of the best to be the astronauts. And one of them is Tom Pettit, which is supposedly the administrator, like high up administrator to NASA. And yeah, I think you guys will enjoy this. Oh, hang on. I guarantee you I don't have the audio working on this one either. Hang on, let me turn the audio on for it. Let's see here. I gotta turn the audio on. Hang on. I'm sure I screwed this one up too. I thought I set it up correctly, and I did not. All right, there we go. Okay, enjoy this video. It's fun. This is somebody put it to a South Park cartoon because it's unreal how these guys sound. But these guys are real. This is a real conversation.
Whilst
From
in
Mark
space,
Cameron. This is from Mark Cameron.
Whilst in space, have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
all
because
the
you can
time.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
it's-
you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
And pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
Yeah. It's
which
not
is
a black
cool
void.
thing.
I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there, and the cool thing is about it, you can see it during the day.
Yeah, you can, and there's more than stars. You can see planets. You can
Right.
see moons.
You see the gas Magellan clouds of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Milky
you
Way
see
gallexy.
the Magellanic Clouds.
Magellanic. See, I just wanted the Magellan
there's a large
clouds. I
one
didn't
and a
want to
small one, right?
Yeah.
And then you can see the zodiacal light.
Whoa.
I love that video. Cheers me up every time. Oh, right off the bat, they say whilst in space. It's whilst you. I won't say it. Whilst in space. But anyways, they couldn't even read it correctly. Both of them got it wrong. I love it. Oh yeah, I sure will. I will when I do the test drive. I will have the air conditioning going. It won't be. I won't need heater, but I can have the air conditioning going. Yeah. I love that. I love that one. Oh, Pettit. Tom Petite. The little petite. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. The way he talks. The diagonal lights. Polka dots. I go back to the moon in a nanosecond. I love the way he talks. Oh, he's the best that NASA has. And then when people say they can't all be in on it, it's like, there you go. No, they're not. What NASA does is they find these two guys probably really do believe they went to space. Oh, gosh. Oh, no, they're not all in on it. Not at all. Oh, I love it. Anyway. I will definitely do the test drive with the air conditioning on. I'll try to get real world, but I mean, I only get to drive the car around the block basically, so I'll do the best I can. Yeah. It does sound like Cookie Monster. Oh, Cookie Monster. Me like Cookie. Me go to moon nanosecond. Me like nanosecond. Me like moon. Me go to moon nanosecond. Yeah, it does sound like Cookie Monster. Oh, okay, let's get out of there. Hey, you want to have some fun? I just put a new muffler on my bike. I have a hog. I was showing pictures of my hog earlier. This is my hog. Boom. There's my hog. It's a Honda C110 Super Cub. And I put a aftermarket seat on to make it 2-passenger, and I put a rack on the back so I could put a crate on the back. And I got my daughter's school backpack. It's called a Landau, and on the side as a saddlebag. And I have a basket in the front where I can put crap in there, and a toolkit in the front. And so I can load up pretty good. It can hold quite a bit of stuff. My wife and I can go camping even. We can load our tent and everything on there. And is hydrogen big in Japan? You would think since Toyota's pushing it so hard, but hydrogen, they have a lot of fueling stations. I never see anybody using them. I mean, I've only seen 2 people driving in those stupid Mirais. What a terrible name, Future. The future. Hydrogen is not the future at all. That's a worse stroke of a car than electric. It's a worse stroke of a car than electric. Also, that one can actually do some. To me, I feel like that could really do some irreparable damage to our environment. Actually, if there were like literally tens of thousands of those cars out there, because what they do is they convert hydrogen into water, right? And you have all this water vapor coming out of them. Literal water vapor coming out of all these cars that didn't exist before. The water didn't exist, and they make water when they using the hydrogen fuel cell. The byproduct of the hydrogen fuel cell, the chemical reaction, is water. Water that wasn't there in the atmosphere before is now in the atmosphere. I mean, I don't know. It would take decades, and it would take millions of those cars. But if it ever got to that point, yeah, you could have that. You could have that Blade Runner dystopian future. I would think if you did something like that over time. Personally, that's how I feel. Is that the Honda 70? It's based on the Honda 70. It's a Honda 110. It's a 110cc now. It's a bigger bike. The wheel size is the same size, but the frame is a little larger than I ran into a C90. It had a 1986 C90 and a little bit bigger than the C90. Engine's quite a bit bigger and lots of power. This thing's pretty powerful. I can load me, and my wife and I can sit on it, and I weigh quite a bit, and she's an adult female, and then with all the camping gear and the tents and the sleeping bags and the food and the cookers and the chairs and the tables and everything loaded into it, we can still go up mountains and stuff. It's got plenty of power. It's pretty powerful. I can easily go over 50 miles an hour in that thing. by myself with her and I on it. I think its max speed is about 55 with us both on it. But yeah, it does pretty well. Anyways, I changed the muffler, and I'll show you a video of that. That's pretty cool. I did it myself, so I'm kind of proud of it. Oh, I moved it over here. Let me adjust the audio again, because I'm sure I screwed this one up as well. Let's see here. So there's the original muffler sound. And now I'm going to go over and show the new muffler. New muffler is really cute. It's shorter, so the fumes do come up to it. It's a little annoying, but it has a really good sound. It went from 70 to 90. There was no 80. There was never a C80. I bet there was a bore up. There was probably a, you could bore it out a little bit and make it an 80. They have bore up. They call bore up kits over here. So you could probably make a 70 to an 80, but they didn't make us a C80 ever. So anyways, that's my muffler. And then I have another video. I was playing in the tunnels. Now, unfortunately, the wind noise made my microphone on my camera cut out. So it's not as good. It's like when you're going through the tunnels, that thing's loud. You can't hear it that well, but you can hear, it's a nice sound. It's got a good tone. You can hear the tone at least. You can't hear how loud it was, but you can hear the tone. And it's just a little bit better sound to me than what usually sounds like. Oh, this one too, isn't it? Sorry. I'm sorry, you're watching a blank video, basically. All these videos, I messed up on the audio property. Sorry about that. There we go. Let's try that again. Anyways, that was that. So here's my trip. So, looking like Judge Dredd with that helmet. Yeah, that was a little wacky. I have a full face helmet, but it's heavy. I have a cheap one. I didn't buy one of those expensive ones. I bought a cheap one. It's like 100. I paid like $125 for it. So and it's got. I also have the GoPro mount on it. It was one of the GoPros on it. It's just heavy. It has it's a full face that opens up. The whole thing opens up, but you can also just lift the visor up. And it also has a sunshade that can pop down. With all those mechanical things in it, it's a pretty heavy helmet, and so I don't like wearing it because it makes my neck sore after a while. And so I wear the half helmet. But I made a mistake that day. It was kind of windy. My ears hurt so bad. I had so much wind noise ringing in my ears when I got done riding. It was terrible. It was so bad. But yeah, the full face is a little heavy. So here's the first place we stopped at was a beautiful. This is in Minami Boso of Chiba Prefecture, up in the mountains, Chiba Mountains, and they're not very high. We're only about 300 meters up, but it's it's beautiful rolling hills. They always say, Japanese always say it looks like Heidi. They always say Heidi because they like the original Heidi series. And yeah, and there's if you can't tell, but there's goats up here grazing at the top, and there's up higher up the hill. There's cows. And it's a dairy farm. This is a dairy farm up in the mountains. And there's my bike parked in front of the flower bed. And then after that, we did a barbecue. This is on top of a different area, another mountaintop, different area. We pulled over and did a barbecue. And my wife just loves it. She has so much fun doing the barbecues. And then after that, we ended up over. Now we're out in the mountains. We're over on the coast. This coastline is Sea of Japan side. So we're looking. If you look out towards the water, you're looking towards Tokyo, kind of. And so yeah, that's the Sea of Japan side. And it was. You could tell by the water. It was a little windy. It was a little windy that day. Next, this is a really cool shrine or temple on the side of a cliff. It's pretty intense. Let's see. Where is it? Let's see. Can I make it bigger? So there we go. So if you look down here, this is all the people. They're looking up at the cliff, and there's this thing. And there's people up here looking down. And also, when you're up here, you can see a beautiful view of the town and of the bay and everything. It's really good. God willing, we'll be going to Japan in a couple of years. If you're here, let me know when you come, and I would love to be your host, at least for a day. Let me host you for at least a day. It'd be awesome. I'd love to show you around, show you some of the cool stuff that I found since I've been over here. This is over in Tateyama, and this is a famous little spot, beach spot, and it's also famous for biwa. It's called biwa, but in English it's loquat. Moving to Alaska first. Once we're there, we'll fly down to Japan. Cool. Got it. All right. Taking Alaskan Airlines. No, I don't know. Probably not. But anyways, so I went to buy biwa, but it's just started. The season just started, and they're part of they're in the kumquat family, and they're just really wonderful fruit. They're a little smaller than an egg, the size of they look like an egg, kind of. They're orange, yellowish orange color, and a little smaller than an egg. And if you buy 6 of them, it costs $18 right now. I was like, that's way too expensive. I'm not going to do it. So we ended up just buying ice cream, having some biwa flavored ice cream while we were there. I can attest that James is an awesome tour guide in Japan. Thanks, Elaine Pierre. Oh, you're still here. Thank you for just staying around. I appreciate it. And so Elaine knows what I'm talking about. We ate ice cream. By the way, Elaine Pierre, the ice cream that we got, they don't make it anymore. Remember the ice cream we got with it had the topping, the biwa on top, the syrup, and it had the biwas and stuff. It was so delicious. That one's gone. You can't buy that. All you can buy is biwa flavored ice cream now. That's too bad. So I took Elaine Pierre there as well. And then after that, we went to Shirako. Mochi! Yeah, mochi is good too. I like mochi. That wasn't mochi, that was ice cream. But yeah, there's mochi too. Yeah. After that, we went to Shirako, which is the other side. It's the Pacific Ocean side of Chiba. So I went all the way from Sea of Japan side. I went all the way over to the other side, to Shirako, and they're famous for their onions. And it's a very short window. It's only like 2 or 3 weeks max that you can buy these onions, but they're super sweet. You can eat them raw. They're so sweet, you can eat them raw, so people cut them up and put them in their salads. They do soak them in water for a few minutes, but you don't have to cook them. They're super sweet. They're really good. Yeah, they're beautiful onions. Yeah, they're so delicious. They're crazy delicious. And usually I can buy a 20-pound bag, which is 10 kilograms, right? So more than 22 pounds? Yeah, about 22 pounds. I could buy a 22-pound bag for $15, which is a pretty good deal. But this year, because of all the rain, they didn't have a good crop. And so they're selling these things for $30 for 22 pounds this year. Twice as much. So I haggled. I got these 2 bags. I got them down so much. I bought 44 pounds of onions, and I put them on the back of my motorcycle. My wife was a little uncomfortable coming home, and my poor bike was getting the worst fuel economy I've ever seen in my life. I could actually watch that needle every time from a stoplight. When I start going, that needle just like start dropping because the poor bike had to work so hard. There was a lot of weight on that bike that day. Yeah, I brought home 44 pounds of onions on the back of my bike the same day. But yeah, I got them for $15 each bag. I got them for the original price. The reason why is these were supposedly the B grade. I got the B grades, but they're super great. They're super sweet. They taste delicious. Oh yeah, you'll love the noodles over here. They're good. They're good. If you like noodles, you're gonna love them. So that's that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think I got everything. Did I finally hit everything I was planning on talking about? Oh, I didn't talk about some of the stuff. I was gonna talk about that Elon buying Twitter, but I don't even want to go into that. It's so stupid. I don't even want to go into it. I just was going to talk about how retarded. I just don't understand where this. I don't understand. I've been over here for so long. I don't get it. When I was growing up in America and when I lived in America, first of all, Trump was always a Democrat. Always voted Democrat. He was always Democrat. But for some reason, the supposed Republicans, I understand. There is no such thing. It's all the same party. But as far as they're concerned, they're different than the Democrats. And the supposed Republicans, they love Trump now. They want to be president again. I don't get that. The guy didn't do much great stuff for the Republican Party. If anything, he helped the Democrat Party out a lot, if you believe there's two parties. Anyways, same thing with Elon. Elon has never been a conservative, like a Republican's friend. But because he buys Twitter, all the Republicans get excited. They now support him. It's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. So I don't need to talk about it, though. Yakisoba! Oh, yakisoba. I have some yakisoba right here somewhere. I'm in a package of. Well, no, I don't. But I have this. Yakisoba is delicious, but also this is really good too. Mabudofu. You gotta get this if you're over here. It's so delicious. Yes, it's got tofu in it, but it's delicious. Super spicy. It's really delicious. I know. Don't let if anybody knows. Oh gosh, it's so late. I need to get going to bed. If anybody knows Owen Benjamin personally, do not let him know I eat tofu, but I do. I like tofu. I'm a big meat eater, but I do like tofu. I love tofu. I like edamame. Anybody like edamame out there? I like edamame. I think I hit everything. Yeah. Just kidding. That's pretty bad. Hard to believe I used to teach that. I used to teach Taekwondo a long time ago. I know it's not karate, but it's basically the same thing. Koreans stole it from Japan. All they did is just made it 80% kicks and said, "Oh, now it's our karate." But yeah, yeah. When I was young, back when I was in my 20s, man, I used to teach that stuff. That's what got me into teaching. That's what made me think, oh, you know what? I enjoy teaching, so maybe I can do it as an English teacher as well. And so I went to college, studied, went for an English major. Those are good as well. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I've learned a lot in my my experience over here. I honestly, your trip, James. Thanks. Honestly, Bruce Lee is made out to be something that he wasn't, and in some ways, I do agree with Tarantino. I can't stand Tarantino, but this is one moment in time where I actually was like, yeah, Bruce's legend has become surreal. I mean, he basically you kill somebody by looking at him. Basically, he was so powerful. He had chi. They thought he could just. It's crazy the way they talk about Bruce now. He was a teeny little dude, lightweight. He was badass in his weight class category, but I think he would have a really hard time taking on somebody like, pretty much anybody out there like that's American size. I just don't think it could in real life. That's why I kind of like Jackie Chan. He's a little more realistic. He still wins, but he gets his butt kicked pretty bad. It's never like a solid win. Sometimes he's very realistic and he barely wins, but he wins. Bruce, in his movies he could fly. He could jump really high and fly. He could just do insane stuff, and people actually believe he could actually do that stuff now. It's crazy. But however, his Jeet Kune Do, I think there's a lot of good stuff about that. I think it was more fluid, way more fluid, and not so structured and strict as most martial arts are, including Kung Fu. Karate, Taekwondo, Aikido. I don't know about Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know much about Jiu-Jitsu, and I try to stay away from that stuff. It's a little too wrestly for me. I'm not into that. It's kind of a little creepy for me to men rolling around like that. It's not my thing. I'm more into fists and stuff, boxing and stuff. But boxing is more fluid. Boxing's even fluid. And Bruce had a lot of respect for the boxing and stuff. And so I do think I enjoyed Taekwondo when I was young and I was pretty good at it. But it did help me. I had a altercation with a strange Chinese dude over here one time on a train. He was attacking the passengers, and he attacked this little old dude, and I stepped in for the guy, and then all of a sudden I had my hands full, and I was holding all my gear. I was going to work, and all of a sudden this guy, he just starts laying into me with my hands full. He just starts punching and punching and kicking and punching, and he was cut. He was buff for a Chinese dude, you know. And I'm not tall, guys. I'm not. I have long legs, but I have a short torso because I have scoliosis. And so I probably, if I didn't have scoliosis, I'd be closer to 6 foot. But because of my scoliosis, and I have shrunk. Well, back then I didn't shrink yet, so I was about 5'9", about that back then. And this guy came to hear on me. He wasn't very tall, but he was big. He was bulky. He liked to work out a lot. You could tell. And I think he thought he knew martial arts because he was kicking and punching me at the same time. But he was punching with the side of his fist. It was really a gay punch. And I remember he almost knocked my sunglasses off, but he made contact with me many times before I finally dropped the stuff. I didn't want to drop my stuff. I just didn't want to drop it. And he made contact with he was trying to kick me in the groin, but I kept, I was doing the Taekwondo moves to keep him from kicking me in the groin. But he kicked me in the leg a couple times, and he punched me in the face like 4 or 5 times. It didn't hurt at all. And then I finally dropped the stuff, and I just, with my Taekwondo training, I just popped him once right here in the chin, nailed those nerves right behind his, right here behind his jaw, and he went down. His eyes rolled back in his head, and he just went down. One punch, bam, he went down. And he immediately got back up. He fell, his eyes rolled back in his head, he fell down, but as soon as he fell down, it jarred him, and he looked at me with this shocked look on his face. He realized, oh my gosh, what am I doing down here? It freaked him out. And he jumped up and ran away. I thought that was the end of it. Well, when I got outside the station, he was waiting for me with a big boulder. He found a big rock about this big in his hand. He was going to attack me with it. I was like, go for it. And I dropped my stuff again. Go for it. You get one chance. Because as soon as you throw that rock, if you don't hit me, I'm into you. I'm going after you. And of course, he put the rock down. And it was a very awkward walk because we were both walking to the same train station together. We were changing trains. And so we were going from one train station to another train. So we had to walk together. And he was like bleeding because when he fell down, he hit rocks and stuff. So he was bleeding. His jaw, he kept checking his jaw. He grabbed some side mirror on a car to look at his jaw and stuff when we were walking. It was really awkward. It was really awkward. Very awkward walk. I just kept telling him, you started, dude. I don't know what you're on, but you should stay off of that stuff, whatever you're on. Probably some kind of, muscular enhancer and stuff. Those are good as well. Used to own the van. Yeah, I still have the van. I love my van. If you watch the I think it was a 6 or 7 part epic journey in the van, that thing was awesome. I did that back in October. Such a fun trip. I ended up getting rid of my first gen Leaf. Oh, I'm sorry. Wax on, wax off. Gay punch. It was a gay punch. Who punches like that? It's like the Austin. It's like there's this Austin Powers or something like that. Who does that? Really? Walk of shame. Oh, walk of shame for him. Oh, okay. I thought you said walk of shame for him. Yeah. It was a walk of shame. Here I am. I got punched and kicked the most out of the whole fight. I only punched him once. He punched me like several times in the face. Not a mark on me. He's walking back. He's bleeding on his arms. He's literally bleeding on the ground, and his jaw's killing him. And I was like, sorry, dude. It just goes to show. I think Bruce was right about that. And I think Bruce in his brain, I don't think he really bought the hype himself about himself. In his brain, he knew, that's why he was inventing. He was making this more fluid, more like boxing. You can't be stiff and stuff, especially when you have a weight ratio like that, Yeah. So yeah, I understood what you're saying. It was a walk of shame for him. It was, and but it was awkward, but at the same time, it's almost like the high school bully that when you finally stand up to them, they have a kind of respect for you. It felt like that. He totally had a different thought of me after that. He was complaining to me. He's like, oh, he's like talking, complaining to me in Chinese. And I was like, so I was speaking to him in English. He was speaking to me in Chinese. It was hilarious. We could have both spoke to each other in Japanese, but we weren't going to do that because our adrenaline was going so high. It was kind of, I don't know. I'm thinking he's like me. When I'm really angry or pissed off, my Japanese goes to heck. I can't speak Japanese clearly at all. And so I'm thinking he's probably the same way. And so we were speaking our native tongues to each other. It was really hilarious. But I knew what he was saying because he just kept pointing and complaining about all the cuts on him. It's like, you started, dude. You started it. So yeah, that was a funny story. Sorry. I just remembered that. It was a crazy day that day. The best part was I got a call because I was heading to work, and I got a call saying, "Oh, the school called. They don't need you today. You don't have to work today." I was like, "Oh, really?" cool. So I got to go home. My wife was home that day. So I got to spend the day with my wife, and I told her about it, and she was really angry at me for fighting with somebody at the train station. Could have gotten in big trouble, she said, but nobody called the police on us because it's two foreigners. If it was a Japanese and a foreigner, they would have called the police, but since it's two foreigners, like, well, let them deal with it. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that weird story. What a weird way to sign off my show. So I have my Leaf still. It's almost paid off. I'm paying it off in a few months. I'm so excited about that. And then I have my van. But I have a new van. I had the blue one. That was like, bought that brand new. It was like back when I was making good money. It was like just under $55,000, which is ridiculous for a van with like a 24 kilowatt hour battery pack and a van that size. And it's like, I mean, they threw in a whole bunch of new stuff, a whole bunch of stuff compared to the gasoline version of the NV2. The NV200 gasoline version is very simple compared to the EMV. But it's basically bare bones. It's the same car mechanically. It just doesn't have it's got the leaf springs in the back. It's a very bouncy ride, not a very comfortable ride, and it's $55,000 almost. It was ridiculous price, and it has range. You can imagine what the range is like on that car with that battery pack. But I got rid of it because I couldn't afford it anymore. But I got to replace it with a white one. I got that thing in excellent shape. It was excellent condition. I did have to change the bearings, but I was able to do it myself for a few hundred bucks. And I got that for $16,000 with very low mileage on it. And the battery's in excellent shape. It's still in really good shape. I actually can go way farther in that van now than I can in my Leaf at the 80%. Because the Leaf's gone down to 10 segs and the van is still full segs. However, I found out one thing, and the battery meter doesn't go to 12 segs on the vans. They're a little sneaky. They're sneaky. It only goes to 11 segs. So the first seg you lose on the van is your 11th seg. So they're kind of cheating. Nissan, they were clever. On the Leaf, you have 12 segs, right? And the first seg takes the longest to lose, and after that, it's every 7% or something? No. 7% is the first one, and after that, it's whatever. I can't remember how it goes. Yeah. Okay. The first one is like, it has to drop like close to 15% to lose the first seg. 12, right? And after that, every 7 segs, it goes down. Something like that. 7%, every 7%, it goes down a seg after that, right? Something like that. On the van, they skip the 12 segs. So it's going down. So when the first bar goes down, it hasn't gone down just 15. It's gone down, 22%? Of health has gone down in the van, but so far it's still showing full segs. So it's a rebirth of the Vanette. Yeah. I really like it. I like it a lot. It's not luxurious at all, but it has a lot of cool features. You do have a heated seats, heated steering wheel. You got that awesome AC inverter built right into it. It's got 2 air conditioner units. It literally has a real two-zone climate control system in it. I mean, most cars don't have it. It's kind of fake. The dual-zone climate controls on most cars is kind of fake. This thing's real. It has 2 air conditioner units in it. It's crazy. It's pretty roomy for its size. I like the fact they're not Jito doors or electric doors. I like the fact they're manual because it's just faster and just low cost, Those automatic doors, they're slow, they break, they're expensive to repair. So I like the manual doors on it. It has a lot of nice features to it. I like it. It's a fun car to drive too. It has quite a bit of torque and power. It's pretty good. It shocks people because the NV200s, there's such a teeny little engine in them, and they're so low power, low torque. And this electric thing is you just take off the line. Yeah. Let's see here. Elaine, you're still there. Thank you for sticking around, buddy. Who cares about segs when you have Leaf Spy on your phone? Yeah, OBD data for the win. Right on. And let me tell you, I have a test flight for the Leaf Spy because Jim and I are we kind of know each other. I've helped him in the past when the second gen Leaf came out. I was sending him data so he could make. I helped him get Leaf Spy ready for the second gen Leafs before they were available to the public. So we worked together on that because I had access to the second gen Leaf more than he did. He had a little access, but I had more common access. So he had me to keep sending him data. I would take drives and I'd collect all the information and send him the data stuff. It helped him set up the lease buy for second gen lease. Anyway, so he sends me. I'm on the beta. I get to use the beta version of his app, and he just in demand torque is awesome. On demand? You mean on demand torque? I think you mean on demand torque. Yeah, it is awesome. Awesome show, James. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah. So, anyways, so Jim and I use his beta, and his latest leaf spy is freaking amazing. You're gonna love it. Every time I get an update, it's so cool. His stuff is so cool. You'll be seeing it soon. Yeah, you're right, guys. It's time for me to go. I've chatted long enough. I am so tired, and I can't stand wearing these things. It makes my eyes hurt. Ugh, but I can't read without them. All right. You guys have a good one. Puffman, thank you for joining me. I think it's the first live stream you've chatted with me on, and I really appreciate it. If you watched my videos before, thank you so much for supporting me. And Alain Pierre, of course, as always. Hube is here. He says this is live. Hube, what is wrong? This is the second time you joined me right when I'm signing off. Hube! I gotta go, man. It's late. Good night, James. Oh, you're here too? I thought you left me. I thought you got all mad at me. Oh, thanks for sticking around, buddy. My phone is telling me incorrect data, I guess. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks for joining, buddy. Thanks for watching till the end. That's crazy. That's too long, man. Have a good one, guys. And Alain Pierre, if you ever come back, I'm always here. I'll be your host again. Any of you guys, MRDSN, if you ever make it over here, Hugh, if you ever make it over here, I will host you. We'll have fun. We're gonna have a good time. Hugh Junker, sorry. That's okay, buddy. Just watch it when I close out. You can watch it. It's eclectic, to say the least. It's eclectic, this stream. It's been so long, I'm kind of rusty. Pretty much I was talking about the Ariya. I was just warning people. It's been a long time since I made the... I'm supposed to be signing off. I was telling everybody, it's been a long time since I made a review video. A long time. I don't have any good equipment. I'm still using the same cameras from those years ago. I only get to test drive around the block. It's not going to be the best review, but I'm going to do the best I can. So, there. That's what I want to say. Laundry. Got it. Yeah. Have to catch recording. Yeah. Sorry about that, David. Or Donald. Sorry about that, Donald. I need to put my glasses on. All of a sudden, it's going nuts. The chat's going nuts all of a sudden. I've never seen my chat move this fast. This is making me happy. Have to catch recording. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Donald. Just arrived late. Hope you're doing well, James. Waiting for that Ariya review. Thanks. I'm gonna do the best I can, buddy. How do you pronounce it? Jahim? I know I'm messing that up. I'm doing the best I can. Olympia, I'm waiting for Japan to reopen its frontiers. Yeah, I know. Japan's being a little jerky. They are being a little jerky. Everyone else they're pretty much on the new thing. They're still stuck being with this stuff. It'll happen eventually. So far, so good on the lockdowns. No lockdowns for us in the country. So if it keeps going that way, they should open up to the outside pretty soon. I think it's because of what's going on supposedly in China, and that's why they're keeping it closed. So as soon as China clears up, it'll be okay to come over. All right, guys, I'm going to go to bed. I am tired. It's 11:50. Oh my gosh. I've been on for almost 2 hours. You guys are good. You're good fans. Thank you so much. Very, very, very loyal. Watch me to the end. Jeez. And it's been eclectic. I've been all over the place talking about everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again in the review. Oh, I forgot. Oh my gosh. I was going to tell you. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Oh, I don't know if I should do it because it's the very end. Guys, you want to hear it? Do you guys want to hear? I got some really cool news. Something else is coming out this month from Nissan. It's a big deal, kind of. To me, it is. I don't know. To me, it is. I don't know. Maybe UK will see it too, since they did get the iMeave. So, anyways, there's a brand new, really good range, affordable support right now. Pretty affordable electric K car coming out to replace the iMeave. Well, I would think to replace it. It's the iMeave is still around. You can still buy it, but this is a collaboration between Nissan and Mitsubishi collaborated to make this vehicle. I can't remember the name of it, but it's called Sakura over here. They call it the Sakura. And it's the concept car was pretty amazing. I showed a video a while back, and it had this really cool display, went all the way across the dash, and it was just really high-tech looking stuff. I don't know if it's going to be anything like that, but because it's very secret. I can't tell you much about it. It's very, very secret, but it looks like it's going to be coming soon. I can't tell you exactly when, but it's very soon. It's coming very, very soon. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I can't wait to do a review of that car either. So it's a big deal coming up. So I hope you guys enjoyed that news. It's at the very end. What a stupid... I was so dumb. I was so excited to tell you guys about it, and I totally spaced it. I totally forgot. Man, my brain's not working today. Well, I've had a lot on my mind. My poor dog, she's slowly dying. She's old, and she's been having a lot of trouble today, and I've been dealing with her today, so I'll use that as the excuse. My mind has been other places because my dog is in bad shape. Lane Pierre sent something. All right, what did you send, Elaine? Elaine Pierre, what did you send? He said a thumbs up. Oh, Hugh says a thumbs up. K cars are so Japanese, not easy to export. True, but I mean the iMeave almost it went out same time as the Leaf when it first came out over to UK. UK did get it. I remember Top Gear making a big stink about the car, giving it a bad time when it first came out. So hopefully this other one will make it over to UK as well. You never know. It is a collaboration between. I'm sure Mitsubishi will call it a different name. They'll sell it under their badge under a different name. It might show up. You just never know. So it's going to be exciting because the car is going to be in the $20,000 range, and it's going to have a little better range than the Honda E, and basically the same size. Basically, it's going to maybe even a little bigger, a little roomier. Not as wide as the Honda E, but maybe a little longer, just a little longer and taller. It's a wagon style, so it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to test drive that thing. So yeah. There's the news. Okay, I'm going to sign off for sure now. Okay, have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking to the end. Unbelievable. You guys are awesome. And how do I stop? Anybody remember how to use this thing? I honestly am so bad at using the software because it always takes so long between live streams.